How's it going, guys? Welcome to the very first video on this channel. Today we're going to be talking about the photography equipment I use as an adventure photographer. We're going to be talking about things like the camera body, lenses, and other supporting stuff that helps me take the pictures I take.
Don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna wake up. No, I don't wanna wake up. Don't wanna wake up without you, baby, without.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that little B-roll intro there. So I want to start off by explaining kind of the purpose of this channel. Since this is the first video, I want to give you guys kind of an understanding of what's going to be coming in the future. So I've been a photographer for about a year now. Now I'm nowhere near professional, I'm still learning, and that is kind of the purpose behind this channel. I do believe that I've acquired some skills as a photographer in this past year, and I'm really looking to share some of that with you guys. And I really want to share kind of from a beginner standpoint. So that is the idea behind the channel. I hope you guys will stick around, subscribe if you're interested. Yeah, so let's get into the actual interesting part of the video, the equipment.
You're with me. Sometimes I forget to breathe.
So to start off, probably the most important piece of photography equipment I use is the camera itself. Now there's a ton of debate about which brand is the best. For me, it was very much a random choice as to which brand I went with first. Now my choice of camera was the Nikon D5500. Now this is not a professional camera, but it's also not a cheap camera. It's kind of middle of the road, entry level DSLR, and it works perfectly for everything I do with it.
Baby, without. I wouldn't know what to.
So I own 3 lenses. I generally use pretty much one of them all the time, and the other 2 are just kind of supporting lenses. So going through the list, the first one is the Nikon 18-200. Now this was the first lens I bought when I bought the D5500 body. I bought this lens because it's a very nice general lens. It can cover me from wide angles to telephoto, and I generally carry it in my bag with me when I want to make sure I can get pretty much any shot I want. So the next lens we're going to talk about is the Sigma 10-20mm. Now this is an ultra wide angle lens, and it is by far my favorite. It gives the exact look I want when I'm out in the mountains, and it is by far the most amazing thing for me to use personally. Now the reason I like the 10-20 is because it gives you that look that you can't naturally see. Most of the time when I'm shooting, I use that 10-20mm. It is kind of my go-to lens currently because it just has the look and the feel I like in my photography. And finally, the last lens in the collection is the Sigma 18-35. Now this is by far one of the most expensive lenses I own and the most interesting. I bought this lens specifically for the f1.8 aperture. I think it's an extremely interesting look, and it's something I really wanted to experiment with, and just other lenses I bought that had that weren't as nice. So those are the 3 lenses that I currently own.
Baby, without you, wouldn't know what to. Oh, you know.
And now on to backpacks. So there are 2 main bags I use to carry my equipment around. The first is the Lowepro Slingshot 250. Now I bought this bag back when I was taking public transit a lot, had to go around to school and such, and I need to be able to move easily and quickly through large crowds of people, through narrow hallways, that kind of thing. The other bag I use is the Lowepro Protactic 450. Now this is a big bag, and I will be completely honest, the only reason I bought it is because I thought it was the professional photographer's backpack. And after buying the bag, I can fully understand why. It is just my favorite bag, probably not that I've ever owned, but as of recently that I've owned, because I can carry my camera and all that. I can take it hiking, I can comfortably fit pretty much all my gear into that backpack and still comfortably carry it on the trail. So it's just a good all-around bag. I wouldn't suggest it for a hiking backpack in specific. It is definitely a camera bag as it is quite bulky and padded, but it is a very nice bag.
Looking in your eyes, wish you could see the things I see.
The next category of supporting equipment is tripods. Now I own 2 tripods and I use them both kind of equally. The first one is the Joby GorillaPod Focus. Now this is a very common tripod for many YouTubers because they can use it for vlogging, they can attach it to pretty much anything. It's just a nice general use tripod. It's quite short, which doesn't make it good for a few situations, but overall it's a nice general tripod. The other tripod I use is the Vanguard VO medium size, and I use it with the Joby X ball head. Now this tripod has a lot of features that I really like. It's got clasps to open up the legs, it's got adjustable leg angles basically, so I can be on a slope and still get my tripod nice and level. So it's just a very good outdoorsy, backpacking, lightweight kind of adventure tripod.
Baby, without I wouldn't know what to do. Oh, you know.
Next up is the microphones I use with my camera. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Aputure V mic. This is the shotgun mic that I use on my camera. I use this anytime I'm kind of out away from my computer and I still want to be able to record quality audio. The other microphone I use is the Blue Yeti. This is a very common microphone among many YouTubers because it's just a good quality microphone at a reasonable price. I use both of these microphones fairly interchangeably. I use one as a backup every once in a while. Mostly the Aputure microphone is my backup when I'm kind of here in my office. The Yeti becomes my primary microphone just because it has a little bit better sound quality in this kind of echoey small room. So that does it for kind of the photography equipment that I generally use. There's a lot of little stuff that's not really worth mentioning, so I'm just going to leave it out of the video to keep the length down. But if you're interested in kind of the other stuff like straps or kind of other supporting equipment, just send me a message or leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to answer that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're looking forward to more of the videos that are coming to this channel, there's going to be a lot of tutorials, vlogs, and just kind of learning stuff for junior photographers basically. And I hope you guys will stick around, subscribe if you're interested, leave a like on this video to show your support, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Baby, without